Let me tell you a story. It's December of 2023. I'm 18 years old and I just got on a train in Wellington, New Zealand. I've really never been in this city before. I have been here for one day and this is my first time getting on a train. I show my ticket to the conductor and walk onto the train into the crowded room with all my gear. I have my massive backpack on, my guitar that's like being squished up against me. It's 8:30 in the morning, so most people are headed to work. And as I glance around the train and I see that there is absolutely no one out of pretty much 120 people that I can see on this train that is talking to each other. It is dead silent. And 90% of the people in that train had their earphones on and were just like blankly staring at the wall with a massive frown on their face. And in this moment, I was feeling pretty present. I was just happy to be in this new city. So I just had a smile on my face. I was just feeling nice. And I had so many people make eye contact with me and look at me like I was weird because I was pretty much the only one in there with a smile on my face. And this is the reality that we live in. Most people spend all their time, whether it's commuting to work or in the gym or just living everyday life, with earpods in and listening to music. And I'm here to tell you that you are listening to too much music on a regular basis. See, we live in a world with Spotify and Apple Music and Tidal and all these different streaming platforms where you can pretty much access any kind of music at any time, whenever you want. And the thing is, it makes it really easy to find new artists and like find music that you love. But the thing is, if you're always constantly listening to music, it's gonna cause a lot of problems in your life, cause you to lose motivation, your attention span to be worse, and that's what I'm gonna explain in this video. Now, this is not a video where I'm gonna just say like, oh, stop listening to music and just cut it out completely because stimulation is bad. Music is the thing that I love pretty much most in this world, but as someone who used to be like a music addict who would listen to music like almost 24/7, I am here to tell you that life is so much more enjoyable if you limit your consumption of music. I used to listen to music as soon as I woke up to go for a run, then I listened to music while I was getting ready, then I go practice music and I was still listening to it. Then I listened to music while I was walking to school, listened to music while I was working in school, and like just always have this music playing. I'd listen to music when I was working out, playing basketball, like always having music, even falling asleep. There's a while where I used to listen to music while I was falling asleep. And the reason we like music and the reason why it's enjoyable to listen to music is because it causes this release of this neurotransmitter in our brain called dopamine, which you've probably heard of in the last little bit. There's been this kind of like movement about like dopamine and like this big just like awareness of what it does, and it's kind of like this hormone in our brain that gives us our motivation and it makes us feel good. When we learn a new skill or meet a new friend, we get dopamine in our brain. But there's also a lot of ways that we can access it in modern day through like music and social media and video games and stuff like that, which is really easy to get extra dopamine hits and have a lot more stimulation than regular life. And the thing that listening to music all the time does is causes us to have a constant stream of dopamine and need it to function. You probably know a lot of people who won't do things without music. Like they won't be able to work out unless they have music in, and it's because they've become dependent on that dopamine. And the way that it works is you can have a bunch of stimulation at first when you hear like a really good song, but the more you do it and the longer you spend listening to music, the less that dopamine hit goes down and you need more and more stimulation to go up. This is why a lot of people, I've seen this like so many times where they're listening to music and they skip through like 50 songs to find one that's like stimulating enough, then they can only listen to it for like a minute because that's their attention span is so low. So then they just skip to the next song and keep skipping because they don't have the attention span to actually listen to or just a regular song and enjoy it. And the thing with always having that dopamine is it takes away your motivation to do things, because if you can always have dopamine going in your brain from music, then you're not going to be as willing to be motivated by regular life because it's not going to be as stimulating for you. If you're always listening to music and you always just can feel good doing that, you're not going to be motivated to study for that test and get that good grade so you can feel good, or go and exercise where you can just naturally feel good and do the natural things that make you feel better in the long run without having to have that stimulation, versus just listening to music all the time where you can just get it for where you can just get it easier, but it's going to make the quality of your life and your enjoyment of life go down in the long run. And in this video, I am by no means saying we should just get rid of music. I think there is a very healthy balance that we can achieve when it comes to music, but it's a balance. With anything in life, I believe it's a balance. And the way that I believe we should consume music is actually when you're consuming music and you want to listen to music, do it to listen to music. Don't listen to music while you're doing other things, because you're going to be distracted and you're training your brain to do two things at once. Listening to music while doing something else is training your brain to do two things at once, and you're not going to be as present in your everyday life if you're listening to music. It's really hard to have a conversation with someone while they're listening to music, because there's something going in here, something going in here that are two different things, and you can't make sense of both of them at once. So when you're living life, be there to live life, be there to be present. When you're actually going to go listen to music and focus on it. Whether you're just like sitting on the bus stop and waiting and have nothing else to do, and then you're listening to music, putting 100% of your focus on it, not only is it just going to be better for your everyday life, you're going to enjoy the music more because you're going to be willing to be present. Being happy and being fulfilled in life really comes down to being present and being able to enjoy what's actually happening in this moment right now, because you can't live in the future, you can't live in the past, you only have this moment right now. And as much as you can be here and focus on everything that is going on right now and being a flow state where things just can happen for you, the more that you're going to be fulfilled and the more that you're going to be happier in everyday life. So when you listen to music and limit your consumption. I listen to about an hour of music every single day, like new music, and I actually listen to it to be inspired for new art, or just because I love music so much. I love discovering new genres and new artists, and I love listening to other songs that I love. But when I listen to music, I listen to music for the music, not so it stimulates me to do something else, and so I can actually enjoy it far more than I do while I'm doing something else. If you don't know already, my name is Colby Wallace. I'm an 18-year-old artist from Canada. If you want to learn more about how to become a better musician, how to improve yourself as a musician and artist, might as well subscribe, join the channel. Not sure what you have to lose, not sure why you haven't done it already. I would really appreciate it. It's a win for me and it's a win for you. If you are a songwriter and an artist and you want to get better at writing songs and want to be able to overcome writer's block a lot easier, I have a free community that you can join. A link for that is in the description. If you want to listen to my music, Spotify, a link for all streaming platforms is also in the description. And with that being said, I have nothing else to say except never stop creating, my friend, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.